What makes the season different? Well, where should I start? I definitely believe that this show, with it being on an indie level, I'm from Houston, Texas, so I'm so used to seeing different types of genres that are more so focused on crime, a little bit of romance, a little bit of thriller, horror, but if you do see drama, you don't see it as much as you would hope for. So I feel as if that this one right here is definitely a cutthroat drama that is definitely like very high class, different, refreshing, especially on an indie level, because I don't believe I've never seen anything like that. And if so, I definitely want to see it so I can know exactly what I'm up against.
So, Reggie and Angela will be out on business for another 2 weeks. Therefore, I will continue being temporary COO until they return. However, they did ask me to mention that they will start the process of finding the official COO when they're back.
I get the inspirations of the characters for the season from myself and other people that I've worked with in the past. I won't say their names just to protect their identity, but my inspiration definitely comes from past experience, whether it has something to do with my up or down moments, challenges that I had to definitely overcome, or some probably tough experiences that I went through with old people in the past that have probably made me second guess whether this career was even worth it or not.
You're not gonna keep doing her.
Ready?
Action.
The season, scene 4, Idaho, Liz office, take 2.
Action.
At your goddamn age.
I definitely want to say it took me nearly a year to write the entire first season of the season. That's funny. It definitely took me a pretty decent amount of time. I started the show in August 2020, and you know, the first script that I had is totally different compared to the actual pilot episode that we saw back in July at the Cinematic Affair. So it definitely took me some time because I definitely have to go through, you know, a couple drafts to make sure that I was getting these characters and their challenges correct, because the show that we see now was nothing compared to the first draft. So I really had to just kind of dig deep on exactly what was the main purpose of me writing the show. Was I just writing the show just to write it, or was I writing it to actually tell a story but give a purpose, give a message? And that's definitely what I did, especially since I was more so digging into true events that happened in the past.
Take that bass out your voice. I need you to set up a meeting with your bosses.
Yeah. That ain't gonna happen.
And why is that?
Because we don't need your business of any kind here.
My business.
Your business. So, the big question that everybody is really trying to figure out, because I've gotten this question many times. They like, you have King Avarice, you have the Perry Games. They was like, is this a spinoff? So I'm gonna just go ahead and set the record clear. King Avarice is only episode 2 in the series. We're just mostly focusing on Avarice's character. That way we can see exactly what he's really up to, because everybody found his character very interesting in the pilot episode. But his actions is going to make a major impact inside of the rest of the series, especially since, you know, the show is definitely following his brother Roman Perry. So after the acts that is going to happen in Avarice, many people are going to try to figure out exactly, okay, is this guy good or bad? So the show was originally written back, I want to say, in either 2018 or 2019. And it was basically supposed to be a 3-part film series. But, you know, life happened and I wasn't able to actually execute the project the way that I wanted to. Now that I'm able to see this project come to life in 2021, it's amazing. It's truly amazing, because it all started off with Avarice. and then I started writing this season. So after I was just writing the show and I was just like, okay, I need some new characters, I was like, how about you bring Avarice into the mix and kind of intertwine that story that you originally had that you wrote back in 2018? Because the version that was in 2018 was basically focusing on a guy who was, you know, doing some computer hacking, but he was also involved in the entertainment industry. I was like, why not just bring that idea together and kind of reflecting on everything that you've been through, what you've heard, what you saw, what you've encountered, just to give people something new and fresh to see.
Have they tried contacting you yet?
Not at all. I suppose I am doing great at this whole Liz Washington thing at the moment.
Tell me where in the world did you learn how to do all of this?
If I tell you, then I'll have to kill you. What about you?
So, what can you expect next? That addresses the other question. So you have the Perry Games, part 1 and part 2, which is episode 3 and 4, which is also the biggest finale that we're gonna have for the season. We're definitely going to see the roughest moment in Roman's life. Once you see King Avarice, you'll really understand exactly the message of what I just said, because we're about to see how exactly this guy is about to handle his situations. In the first episode, you see Roman plotting his way to become COO, and then you see him in his element when he's doing the interview of him being a director of a short film, and he just won a couple awards. So in the last 2 episodes, you're really about to see exactly how everything is about to go down, because Roman is just really holding back so much from the people that's around him. You're gonna really kind of in a sort of way see exactly why he did the things that he did, but you're really gonna see the consequences of exactly what happens when you decide to hold your secrets in for too long that are more so necessary to tell than just thinking that, oh, it's not important enough for these people to know. No, Roman. Yes, I'm talking to you, Roman. Roman Perry should have been way more smarter than what he's doing inside of this show. He decides to take the wrong route, but it's only because he chooses just to be his own man. He chooses to be independent. But you'll really get a chance to see that, especially when you see the whole entire Perry family.
Let's discuss your family.
There's nothing to discuss. It is very important to tell the season story because in life, we all go through different seasons. Literally, you know, we have spring, we have fall, we have winter, and we have summer. We have all those 4 seasons, but we also have seasons in life. Sometimes we don't even know that we're going through a season change. We won't know until probably an act happens that causes us to kind of reflect back like, wait a minute, did I really just go through that moment? That was a season change. And every season you will either grow or not grow, but that all depends on you, and it all depends on exactly how you would take it. In this show, you're gonna see how these characters are going to be challenged with obstacles ahead of them. You're gonna see exactly how they're really trying to set up a foundation in their life, but when these obstacles come their way, it's gonna be up to them whether they wanna go the correct route or they wanna go the dirty route. I mean, and that happens in life sometimes. You know, we really try to figure out exactly whenever something comes our way, should we fight it or should we just let it go? So with this one, the season is definitely going to really kind of give you a perspective on whether you really should take the throne or if you really should just go ahead and sit down somewhere and just enjoy the ride.
Pretty clear that he's up to something. I can feel it.
Oh yeah? Like what? He's focused on his film, Cameron. Why is that so hard for you to believe?
He lied on that interview, talking about team effort. We didn't know anything about that damn project until last month's gala.
What's next for me after this season is the season. This show is going to continue to go further and further. I have something called the dramatic universe. Marvel has the cinematic universe. I have the dramatic universe. So it all starts with the season. and then it's going to branch off in a couple more other shows. So regardless, if I'm working on another show with a different title, it's still attached to this season. It's just within the dramatic universe. So just know that the season is far from over. Regardless, whatever you see, the characters are still attached to the main show. And I think it's a thrill ride that I'm continuing to just be on forever. So the places you can definitely follow me and where you can find this season as well. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. For YouTube, definitely type in MCP Network. You'll be able to definitely see all the new upcoming stuff that we have connected to the season. Instagram is The Season Series. And for me, it's Malcolm Dwain Carter. And of course, on Facebook, it's the same thing. I cannot wait for you guys to finally see the final product when it comes to this season. We're still taking it around film festivals. We're planning to go bigger because we don't plan on going home ever. We want to really change exactly this perspective of different type of indie shows that you probably see all over the world. But I'm also giving it a new perspective on exactly that excellence can happen in television shows. Excellence can happen within the culture of Black people. And I definitely want to make sure that that's giving. You know, I'm trying to make sure that I don't go the wrong route of sticking to stereotypes. I want to definitely move away from that and change and redefine the image of television the way that it should be. And if no one else is going to do it, well, I'll do it myself.